Hey everyone, it's AJ. I was trying to do this dispatch in one take, and my little dog OB, well, he's actually not that little, but he wishes he could fit in your pocket. We'll just say that. Has been making all these strange noises. So let's see if I can get it done this time. Thanks for all your well wishes. I still have COVID. I'm about 60%, but I'll take it. And that's well enough to do a Thursday dispatch. And I'm excited to do that. So, as you know, I was all raring to go for NaNoWriMo and our Word Battle 2022. To start on this novel, I've been wanting to write for nearly 20 years. And then the first day, I realized I had to do more work on Mike's current book, All In. And the second day, I got COVID. So I'm not taking this as a sign. No, I'm not doing it. I'm just going to keep moving forward. Today's the first day I felt well enough to play around with my novel a little bit. But I honestly, when I sat down to write, I thought, I don't feel it. I mean, that's maybe the COVID foggy brain, but sometimes we have distanced ourselves from a project for so long that we need to do other things to shake the ideas loose. So when I was a playwright, I always wrote, this backstory about characters. This is not a unique thing. All fiction authors do this. And I used to say, I like to write the part of their life story that's the most interesting. So rather than start with a plot, then find the characters to fit in, and then figure out who those characters were, I actually would start with the characters and then figure out the plot based on their life story. So it's a little bit of a different way of approaching it. Coincidentally, in Top Free Book Workshop, we're about to start editing, and next week I'm teaching a personal stories class, and I was getting those slides ready, and I remembered that we do this timeline exercise for nonfiction stories. And I thought, you know what, let me just try it for one of my characters and see if that shakes something loose. And it did. So I want to share in this dispatch something you could try if you're feeling really stumped and everything feels flat, or if, like me, you've been sick for a while, or if also, like me, you've kept your idea in the drawer really a long time, and now you're like, why did I bring this out? This isn't a good idea. So, a timeline is, just like what we did in school, where you have, major milestones in someone's life. And I started out I wrote down all the milestones for this character. I have Nora, and she's one of the women that's from the early 1900s part of the book. And I don't actually know what happens to Nora. And that's how I like to be with nonfiction. I'm outlined, detail, detail, detail. Fiction, I like to see what's going to happen. It's just more fun for me that way. I usually don't know the ending. So then if I do, I get really bored. So that's just me. At any rate, I wanted to know more about Nora, and then I did something. I wrote all the, some major things. Born in 1895, where she was born, when she went to teachers college, and how she met all these women, and then ended up, well, specifically how she met Lane, who's this other main character, and then how they ended up going to this island, and then a crossroads where she has to make a choice. And I decided to kind of paint both choices, kind of like what would happen if she chose this way. And you just heard me say paint, didn't you? Because this is the ATA I got. I was looking around my desk, I was doing the timeline in pen, and I looked at this package of acrylic paint that Susie DeVille sent me. She's the author of Buoyant. You should check out her book. And I thought, I wonder, this is what I made. Check it. Now, it's not a straight line. I made it, it's a choice in advance to do her timeline. So her timeline kind of went here, you can't say it. Her timeline went born, and then I just swirled it until she's making this is her crossroads, and she's making two different choices here. This is one life, and this is another life. This big swirl here is where she starts going to the lake with the other women. And it was really fun. And I took Susie's advice, and I just started painting without thinking about anything. You'll see most of it is waves, because they're at the lake. Um, And then I thought, oh, wait a minute. What I did was, okay, so this, you see this sort of yellow green, that's her childhood and the influences of her mother. And you see this blue here, that's the women and her experiences that summer. And specifically, this type of blue is when she falls for Lane. And then this is where she meets this other person and is this brown color. And I thought, oh, I can show the influences from the other eras on her decisions. So look, you can see her mom, the blue green, influences her in this life and in this life. You can see it also is a barrier here. These are her children in one life, and I put a barrier with her mother here, and then the lane blue right there. That's sort of a block that she has that influences her relationship with her children. And you can see this is this person that she meets, and this becomes her whole focus, but she still thinks about this person in the other life, even though she doesn't end up with that person. And you can see Lane influenced here in this life, and how, and the girls, and the girls. And it was magic for me, I have to say, to just be able to take color. Just take color. I'll take a picture of this so you can look at it. To take color to show the evolution of someone's life and how different periods of their life and different people influence them. And honestly, I didn't take a ton of time doing it. I probably spent about 10 minutes on this because, again, I'm at 60%, so I don't really have a lot of energy. But what? This is magic. I know a lot more about her than I knew before because I picked up a paintbrush. You can do this. You don't need a paintbrush. You could use markers, highlighters, whatevs. You could do collage if you wanted to get crazy with it. Anyway, that's my dispatch, which is if you're stuck, get out some sort of tactical stuff. Just get out, play, have some fun with different materials and make the story of your character, but use color to show where they might be in one zone but they're influenced by another zone. It will help you in their character development. If you have questions about this, shoot me questions for sure, because obviously it's just a new discovery of mine. I think it's really helpful, and I'm so excited about Nora now. All right, everybody, that's my dispatch. I think I'm going to be full force with everything next week. I have a good feeling, and I will be at Marathon, and I hope to see you there. I'll be pacing myself and probably napping at breaks, but I can't wait to see all of you. Saturday, be there, be square.